Now, for those eagle-eyed athletics fans, you will notice on the start list that we have 13 athletes in the final instead of the usual 12. Now, that is because Samantha Dale of Australia protested her second round foul from qualifying. Now, the protest was honored, and she was given that jump, which gave her a mark of 6 meters 35 and pushed Tyra Gittins, who jumped 6:28, into 13th. But they decided the fair thing was to take 13 contestants, 13 finalists ahead to the final.
And challenge the other 12 women.
It's a great night. It's a great night for jumping. It's still warm. The back straight is absolutely bathed in sunshine. Oh, wow. And what a great way to open the competition. I mean, in qualifying, she did 685 off of her first jump and went home and rested, and that looks better. Now, the game's record stands at 6 meters 97. Wow. You can see that reaction. She is open with 6 meters 94 and a new PB. We've already had 3 women peppering that 7-meter mark, and Brooke Bushkuhl is one of them. She currently sits in 3rd place. She will need a jump of over 6 meters 94 to get ahead of Deborah Akwa of Ghana. Again, it's amazing just how long her runway is. It's longer than all the other women. Wow, that is very big. That looks good. Again, she looks to be just perfect on the board. I'm not seeing a flag at the moment. 4 centimeters. And actually, it's been quite tough for the women because there are a lot of ceremonies going on, which means that obviously everything stops and we honor the winners. And she is 6 meters 95. She goes in to silver by 1 centimeter. Can she get that extra centimeter? That is close. I'm not sure about whether or not that was behind the board, but it doesn't matter because she is the Commonwealth Games champion.
What a special moment and a very deserving champion she is. We didn't know it, but her jump in the second round was good enough for victory. Look at this.
That's she's taken off.
Unbridled joy.
She's done it. She has jumped 7 meters. She found that extra centimeter. That's what. It's another beautiful evening at Alexander Stadium, and there is confirmation of our women's long jump results. S.A. Broom with 7 meters and a Commonwealth Games record takes the gold. Brooke Bushkuhl of Australia, great jumping from her, 6 meters 95. And Deborah Akwa of Ghana, 6 meters 94 and a personal best.
And this should be a cracking race. Jess Hull and Lyndon Hall. Hull and Hall, Hall and Hull from those Olympic Games, and a new one to go with them in Abby Caldwell. So the favourite Laura Muir, she was 3rd in the 800 metres last night, so she's taken on a big program.
She has, and the middle distance races here have just had talent left, right and centre, and this is another one where super talent in Laura Muir, but she's not going to have it her own way. And I think that our Australians at their best will be very dangerous, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how the youngster Abby Caldwell goes in her first senior Aussie vest.
So how quick, and what does Muir do, and what do the 3 Aussies do? McGean looks like she wants to come across. Hull pushes forward early. She likes to be up near the front, Jess. Lyndon tucked in behind. Abby Caldwell tucked in behind early. Courtney Bryant pushing forward. McGean comes across from the outside. Chebatok starts to come forward to the Kenyan. So pretty bunched early.
It is. Now Laura Muir is just sitting at the back. She'd probably be feeling those 800 legs from last night's race where it was super fast and she was very much full of lactic acid. Jess Hull, this is what we want to see. We were nervous about how she was going to pull up after those World Championships with COVID, but she's gone to the front and she's looking confident.
So Caldwell's wide, but she's got the cover of Jebatok in front of her, and Lyndon Hall's just tucked in behind them. Doesn't look to be quick. Hal McGinn, Jebatok, Courtney Bryant, Nanny Ondo on the inside. And just behind them, Chibet. You can see Lyndon Hall on the plinth, and there's Abby Caldwell, the widest runner, but she does have a bit of cover, and Laura Muir is still at the back. They're about to go through the first 400. It's not quick, it's just steady. Hull looks at McGinn, and the two other Australians are in the first half a dozen.
Yeah, Jess Hull's done a lot of looking around. I don't think she wants to be in the lead
Oh,
here.
it's rough, look at this.
Really rough, it's slow. As soon as it's a slow pace and the pack's together, it's rough. This is a baptism of fire for Abby Caldwell, who hasn't run championship rounds yet.
Still Hall, it's a good spot for Lyndon, a really good spot because she's tough. She doesn't quite have the change of pace of a couple of them. Muir 3 deep, McGinn the centre, Hull poised, Naniondo there, the two Kenyans, Jebatok and Chibet, Caldwell just off the back, and now the run for home. It was expected. Muir grits her teeth in the Scottish way and says, catch me if you can, and McGinn's the first to go, and Hull and Hall haven't been able to go.
No, they haven't been able to respond, but they've at least got exit routes and they can go and race, and there's still that bronze medal up for grabs, but it looks like it's a race in two. Laura Muir is off for home, and Kira McGinn is chasing her.
So who gets the minor placings here? Gritting her teeth, Muir, she's put it all on the line. It would be a huge shock if McGinn could get to her. Hull's in the mix for third at the moment, Hall behind them. Muir clearly in front, 200 to go. She's 6-7 metres in front. McGinn second. I don't think the Aussies are going to get a medal at the moment. Riki Naniondo, Hall fifth place. I doubt it. Into the straight. Muir looks to have a building lead. She's 5-6 metres in front. The Scots are rejoicing. The class act. Hall starting to come home hard here, Lyndon. And coming home is Caldwell out wide. Australia might get the medal. Abby Caldwell. Muir gets up to beat McGinn. And Abby Caldwell has come through very, very late and got a bronze. And Lyndon Hall behind those.
Wow, that was awesome. The youngster Abby Caldwell, well, if she had any nerves about stepping up into her first championship senior race, she didn't show them. What a finish. She never gave up and she fought on for the finish. What a fabulous effort. Abby Caldwell, welcome to the Australian team.
Oh, what a race. It looked forlorn, didn't it? It did look forlorn. Muir was magnificent. She did what she had to. It looked forlorn for the Australian women. I thought Lyndon was the only chance with 200 to go. Abby seemingly out of it. Jess was struggling. We know she's had the COVID situation. And then Caldwell absolutely flew the 21-year-old.
She did, and I feel for Lyndon Hall because she finished fourth at those Commonwealth Games in 2018 and she's finished fourth again, but with the injury she had coming in, she gave herself every chance to be on that podium.
Abby Caldwell.
So here's the lineup. Bowl right in the middle there, as you can see. Our man.
Representing Australia, Peter Bowl.
Well, after his heroics of Tokyo, he became a household name. He goes from the hunter to the hunted, though.
It's arrived, the moment. They're off. And Peter, as you would expect, is out positively. Where does he push through? So Anderson's on the outside. The Manquar looks like he's pushing up. Bowl starts to accelerate. Kenyamu's inside of him. So Peter with some clear running room at the moment. So important you don't get checked early. He just got turned slightly side on there after 200 metres. Not quick, a bit of jostling. Bowles where he likes to be, outside the defending champion. Anderson covering ground, then Patterson. Webb 3 from the back. It's slowish and it's tight, isn't it?
It is slower than we would have liked, except Pete Bol will have learned a lot from his Tokyo final. He's sitting in the exact position that he should be. He can cover any moves wide, but he's not going to get stuck on the railing.
So the 2 men in this field that made the World Championship final 2 weeks ago lead them. 1 lap to go in the 800-metre final. Kinyamal leads from Bowl of Australia. Emanquan Learmont and then Webb. They start to accelerate in the back straight. Peter's in the perfect spot. He goes past Kinyamal. Kinyamal kicks back. They are literally stride for stride. Webb, Learmont. Kinyamal's got away from Peter here. He's a half metre in front. Bowles got to gather himself here. He's got to relax. Kinyamal leads by 2 metres. Bowles not done. It's a big lead though. A gap to Emanquan and then Patterson. Peter's got to find something in the stretch. Find it he might. Kinyamal leads. Bowles rallying. He's 1.5 metres behind. He's 1 metre behind. He's closing. Kinyamal in front. Bowl won't quite do it. And Kinyamal becomes the first to win it twice. And Bowl gets the silver and Patterson the bronze.
Pete Bol did everything he possibly could then. He got into the right position. He covered the move at 300 metres when Kinyamal made that move. And we're talking about a quality athlete in Kinyamal. Pete Bol has still done us very proud. I know people expected him to win that gold, but we're talking about an athlete who's the defending champion, and there is nothing more Pete Bol could have done. He put himself in the right position, he kicked when he had to, and he finished strong to that line. I hope that everyone in Australia is very proud with Pete Bol, because we certainly are.
Peter Bol.
But there is the lineup, and it's a very, very tough one to pick out a favourite. Although, of course, Ailish McColgan with that gold from the 10,000 metres 3 nights ago goes in this field. 30 women in the world this year have broken 15 minutes. That's the benchmark of world class. Well, Ailish McColgan raised the roof in this stadium. Her mum Liz and her dad Peter, I'm sure, are here again.
So a huge field here in the women's 5,000 metres, a straight final. Quite a few are coming back, including Izzy Bat-Doyle from the 10,000 metres, where she ran well. She ran in 8th place there. And the winner in Ailish McColgan. But Beatrice Chebet is the hot favourite here after her silver medal at the World Championships in Eugene, and this massive field to sort themselves out. So, Tamsin, if they go slow, we're going to have a big group for a long time. If they go quickly, it's going to spread, because there's a big difference between the top group here and those towards the back.
She's winding it up, isn't she?
She sure is. Inglis hanging tough. So Bat-Doyle is 5th, 6th, 7th still in 7th place, having a very good run.
And the good thing about Izzy Bat-Doyle is, because some of those athletes went with that pace that Ailish set, as we see Inglis just starting to drop off the back, and it's starting to turn into that race for the medal.
It's a big roar again. But Chebet and now Busanai's the first to make the move. McColgan's going to be stretched here. 1 lap to go. Oh, gee, Chebet crossed in front of her, that ungainly style of McColgan's. We're in the last lap. Busanai and Chebet, and McColgan sticks. They're going to have to run away from her, because she will not drop off.
McColgan's really struggling to run behind Chebet. The stride length is so different, the tall and the short. She's actually got to get out so that she doesn't step on her.
Here comes McColgan again. Chebet goes. McColgan's straining, goes up almost to Busanai, but Chebet's away. And the favourite who was second at the world titles leads. Look at Lizzie's daughter, Ailish. She goes to second. Have a look at this. Chebet, 10, 12 metres in front of McColgan, but McColgan's going to do something that no one's done before, get a gold and a silver. Her mum got a gold and a bronze. She's going to one-up her here, but Chebet steams away to win for Kenya. She's a champion in the making, and tonight she's a gold medalist. Chebet first. McColgan, the heroine, yet again, takes a silver with a gold. Nobody's done that. And then Busanai for third. Stirring stuff, it really was, as the sprint comes on behind them now. So fourth over the line, Markov from England. And here's the battle. So Scott for fifth, Inglis, Shellengat, and Bat Doyle's having a really good run. So what have we got? 5, 6, 7. So Izzy, I think, is going to run 8th here, as she did in the 10,000 metres.
And Izzy Bat-Doyle put herself in that race. She really went with the moves for as long as she could. So she should be really proud of the way that she has run that. And Rose Davies is just coming into the straight, and she'll be finishing off soon. And then Nat Rule, who is just learning about championship racing, she's now come into the straight as well. So the three Aussies, they'll all take something different from this race.
Well, the men's 4x400 metre relay finalists waited patiently until the 7 metre distance came upon the board for our long jump champion. But here's your start list for the penultimate event on the track. Silence falls across Alexander Stadium. And now it erupts to a roar as we get underway on the first leg. Running lanes, of course. Trinidad and Tobago going well. St Helier on the first leg for them. Jamaica moving nicely with Bartley down the back straight. Botswana as well in lane number 4. Remember, the fastest qualifiers for this final. Leungo Scotch on the first leg for them. So a full way round in lanes. We've got 4 pairs at the moment, haven't we, in terms of formation for this men's 4x4 final. Kenya moving nicely. Makobi, who is 4th in the 400 metre hurdles on the first leg for them. And here comes the first changeover, Tim. Let's see who's in the lead in this final.
Always hard to judge, Kath, but a brilliant leg from Dwight St Hilaire there of Trinidad and Tobago on the opening leg. Tell you what, Botswana are going well too in the blue in lane 4, aren't they? But it is Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, it's going to be a tasty final leg. Remember, Trinidad and Tobago have Jareem Richards, the 200 metre champion, stepping up, and he's a 44-second runner. Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Botswana, a superb run by Anthony Pasella of Botswana. The hands are held high by the outgoing runners. Botswana now pop into the lead.
Well, that's probably the perfect position, Kath. Wouldn't you always want to be a metre or so down on the leader rather than behind him? But he's not hanging about. Jareem Richards, the 200 champion, has blasted straight past the final leg runner for Botswana by Uppo Ndori and into the lead, and he has a couple of metres with 200 to run.
Jareem Richards in the final 200 metres, looking around, he's cool, he's calm, he's got such good speed endurance, but Botswana are saying, Ndori onto his shoulder. Trinidad and Tobago, Botswana battling for the gold medal. Kenya have come into the bronze medal position, passing Jamaica, but Jareem Richards, easy as you like, 3:01.30. A brilliant run by the Trinidad and Tobago team. They were set up perfectly for Jareem Richards to dance around Alexander Stadium and pick up the gold medal for Trinidad and Tobago. Botswana pick up the silver. Wow, what a brilliant end, Tim. Our final track event for the male athletes here, and a superb run by Trinidad and Tobago.
Proof, as if it were ever needed, that the 4x4s raise the roof. The 4x1s are spectacular, but they're over in 40 seconds and less. This goes on for over 3 minutes, and the crowd can roar them on lap after lap for the mile of running.
The sun is setting on the 2022 Commonwealth Games, but there is one last gold up for grabs. Here we go then, with an epic climax to an epic week of athletics. Pretty even at the moment, no big move yet from Salmon, the 400 hurdler specialist, second from the left-hand side for Jamaica. Obi of Nigeria beginning to go well. England have Victoria Uhuragu, silver medalist in the individual 400 on the lead leg, and she's beginning to close down on Nduru, African bronze medalist 4 years ago. Zoe Clark on the outside for Scotland. Now Salmon using that 400 hurdle strength to begin to come through. Uhuragu running well. The Nigerians just going backwards a little bit. Watch for the positions on this first changeover. England, Jamaica, Scotland going well, and also the Canadians in the mix.
Well, Scotland in third place at the moment. Beth Dobbin was in treacle in the last 50 metres or so of that for them. They're in fourth place. They're down the back straight. Jamaica from England, and the English third leg runner Emma Pippi, who's had a wonderful season, a wonderful games, takes the lead with 200 to run past the Jamaican third leg runner Ronisha McGregor, and the gap is there. It's 3 metres. Canada a further couple of metres back, and Pippi continues to put on the power here.
Listen to the noise for Emma Pippi. She was only just off the podium in the individual 400 metres. England have not won this title for nearly 3 decades. The home crowd willing them on, roaring them on. One last lap for one last gold. England lead. Canada and Jamaica tied for second here. And they have Jessie Knight in their sights. It's Gould, the 800-metre specialist, trying to close for Jamaica with Constantine of Canada. So many times the Canadians have pulled it out of the bag, and Knight is beginning to feel the pressure here. Can she hang on? One last burst for glory. Is it going to be England's night? It's been a glittering, glorious week of athletics. She's still driving, she's still pushing, but Constantine is closing. What a finish to an epic week of athletics. Is it England or is it Canada? They're side by side. There's nothing to separate them. Oh my gosh, it's one of the best finishes to a 4x4 relay we have ever seen. Usually, it goes to the athlete closing with the momentum, but it was so close. Somehow, Jessie Knight managed to stand tall. None of us know. It was too close to call. We're watching, we're waiting. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're enjoying these images. Top quality drama. They both gave it everything. Was it the Canadians' lunge for the line? It usually goes to the athlete who has the momentum. That was Constantine. Knight was coming under all sorts of pressure. The wait goes on. You'll hear the roar. You will now. It's gone to England. Their first title in 28 years, and they've done it by the narrowest of margins. What an incredible finish. 100th of a second in it, and she still doesn't quite believe that she's managed to pull that off. It looked for all the world as though it was going to be Canada, but it's England who come out on top in front of their home crowd. Have you ever seen a tighter finish to a 4x4 than that?
Well, the Canadians gutted. They would want to look at that picture, Rob. 1/100th of a second. We were talking today about what 1/100th of a second represents, and it's millimetres. But the Canadians, I thought you were right. I thought the Canadians had the momentum and they might take it. But you know what Jessie Knight did? She was very smart, and the Poles have specialised in this. You punch forward with one arm, and it drags your chest on that side forwards by a few millimetres, and that might have been the difference. That Polish punch towards the line might have gained England, but Knight somewhere found another couple of inches in those last couple of strides.
The perfect sunset in Birmingham and the perfect finish for the host nation. By 100th of a second, England take their first women's 4x4 Commonwealth title for nearly 30 years. Silver for Canada, bronze for Jamaica.
But from one field event final to another, the men's javelin throw, here is your start list. 13 athletes are due to line up. They have waited so patiently throughout this athletic program here at Birmingham 2022. And the familiar names of Yago in the mix, Peters here as well. Cameron McIntyre then, the Australian, he's in 7th with 79.89. A little ooh from the crowd, the 23-year-old, finished 21st in qualifying at the World Championships. So that 4th round throw was his best effort. He steps over. He'll finish with a no throw here in Birmingham and in 7th position. A little bit shy of his lifetime best. He's done nearly 82 metres this year, so the Australian close to it. Yeah, no throw confirmed on his last effort. Will finish in 7th. Don't disrupt his path. He has the bronze medal with 85 metres and 70. That's a season's best by some 5 metres. Silver, Peters, 88.64. He needs to find another 3 metres to upgrade from bronze. Oh, Jan Zalesny style, throwing himself to the floor. But it's not going to be enough. It's over the 80-metre line. But with the season that he's had, 14th at the World Championships, he was the first Kenyan to reach a field event final at the Olympics in London 2012. Smiling quite rightly with a bronze medal and a season's best. So he's got 2 throws left to try and get back the lead. 2 throws left to try and get back into the gold medal position. Nadeem of Pakistan then in the silver medal position with that personal best of 88 metres, 64 centimetres. Oh, that's high. Good grief. It was not coming down. Anderson Peters has gone, oh my days, have I got to pull out another big one in the last round here? It's coming through the system. 90 metres and 18 centimetres. It's a games record by the athlete from Pakistan and a lifetime best, over 90 metres for the first time. Wow, Tim, it was not coming down, that javelin.
You're right, and the crowd could see it. I mean, what's wonderful about a stadium like this is the javelin covers the entire length of the infield, and everybody gets this wonderful perspective of its arc, and the roar builds and builds and builds until it smacks into the turf.
Here we go then, Anderson Peters, he has the silver medal won. He needs to go over 90 metres and 18, the world champion. Oh, it's not going to be enough. But it's a nice smile from Anderson Peters from Grenada. 88.64 in the 5th round. And look at the gold medalist, Arshad Nadeem. We'll see if he takes his final throw. He's been holding that elbow. Peters finishes with 85 metres and 50. The silver medal goes to Grenada. And the world champion, the world leader who won bronze here in 2018, goes 1 place higher. Anderson Peters and picks up the silver. Just not enough today, as Arshad Nadeem of Pakistan has decided it's my day today. Now let's wrap up that men's javelin throw final. Gold went to Arshad Nadeem of Pakistan in that games record, 90 metres and 18. Anderson Peters, the world champion, picked up the silver. And Julius Yago, with a season's best, picked up the bronze. Kashawn Walcott, on this occasion, missing out by about 3 metres in 4th place.